Have you ever watched House or Grey's Anatomy and wished that that could be you one day saving lives? Well, I certainly have. In fact, I can't remember a time when I did not aspire to be like the incredible doctors in those shows. I hope that by listening to my speech, you're able to gain a better insight into who I am. All I've ever wanted is to be happy and to reach what I feel is my full potential. And I think becoming a pathologist would meet both goals. There are various life events that have driven my desire to enter the medical field. In addition, I have also always enjoyed learning as well as working with children. For these reasons, I've realized my ideal future is becoming a pathologist in a pediatric oncology clinic. Learning from every situation has always been something I've really enjoyed. My excitement for learning started at a young age. My father tells me about how I started reading at age 4. He also describes my excitement in preschool and my constant desire to learn new ideas. In kindergarten, I was chosen to participate in advanced classes that I would continue through my entire school career. I was able to work with the best teachers in each subject who took a specific interest in my personal success. This attention and praise from adults that I respected gave me confidence. The enriched, eclectic environment Orono offered had a huge impact on my learning. Many of the classes were less structured. This allowed my self-motivation to grow, and the independent learning allowed me to explore ideas that I found interesting. Specifically, I discovered my love for science. I found myself most drawn to microbiology. My learning in school was supplemented by my experience working. As a pharmacy technician at Walgreens, I obtained an in-depth understanding of the pharmaceutical world. The pharmacists I work with were great tools based on their experience and knowledge, as well as their admirable ability to assist patients. Here I first discovered the immense joy I found from working with patients. It was like a prize at the bottom of a cereal box. After Walgreens, I began working at my current job at the University of Minnesota Fairview. In this location, I've learned an exceptional amount about pathology by working closely with the pathology department. This made my decision to become a pathologist simple. Over the years, my passion for medicine has been constantly growing. My first experience with medicine was with my little sister. She has a skin disorder called eczema. When she was little, we used to go down to the Mayo Clinic multiple times a month. I remember wishing that if only I could make her pain go away. This was my first experience with understanding the helplessness families feel when a loved one gets sick. My next experience with illness was with my mother. She was in the hospital for nearly a year before she passed away. The one thing I noticed was how kind all of the staff was, and it gave me an appreciation for the work that they do. Most recently, my father was diagnosed with skin cancer. He had to go through a variety of treatments, which started my fascination with the disease, as well as my desire to be a part of saving people from it. I now have a huge amount of compassion when it comes to cancer patients and their families, because I've been through all of it as well. It was then that I knew cancer treatment needed to be a part of my future. In more recent years, I've discovered my love for children. In 8th grade, I began working as a nanny for 2 different families, for a little girl named Sarah and a little boy named Neil. I found that I really enjoyed spending time with children. A few years later, I began teaching Sunday school at my church. I always left feeling somehow lighter than when I entered. I realized then that working with children would bring some sort of a meaning to my life. For the past 8 months, I've been tutoring children at People Serving People. Growing up, I never really had an opportunity to see the struggles that parents went through in just providing the basic needs for their children. My first day was an epiphany. I've never had a more rewarding 2 hours in my entire life. I knew that unless I was working with children, I would never truly feel satisfied. All of these various life events have helped shape me into who I am today. Each piece was a part of a larger puzzle. Since I was little, I knew I had wanted to be a part of the medical field, but the specifics I was more unsure of. After more recent events, I have finally realized that becoming a pathologist in a pediatric oncology clinic is what I've always been destined to do.